So hey guys, it's Klaus. Welcome back to another video. Have you guys ever heard of the old saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade? Or if you can't beat 'em, join 'em? Or what's another one? If the Muppets per square meter exceeds critical mass, then cowabunga! No, I don't think that's one. Here I am in my GSOR EU server. EU server is a little different gameplay style. And if you can't beat them, join them. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Here I go. You guys ever have situations like this? Team McFly, I was going to go to the hill. But this happens quite often. Look at the mini-map if you're not sure what I'm talking about. The team deployment. The Muppets per square meter is very high in the northwest corner of the map. And is absent in the rest of the map. So when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. If you can't beat them, join them. So, what am I talking about? I was going to go up to the hill. I was going to play the 9-0 line, poke that hill, maybe clip someone, maybe do something to play World of Tanks. But I can't. I changed my mind. If you can't beat them, join them. I stopped because I'm just looking at the map and thinking, well, if I do that, I'll be the first guy on the team to die because the enemies, they can't have a Muppets per square meter as dense as our team. They've probably spread out around the map, and I'll encounter 3 or 4 of them, or 2 of them, or 5 of them, and then I'll die. And then I don't want to be that guy pinging the map saying, "Team, what? You guys didn't help me. Uninstall, you Muppets." Why not be a Muppet yourself? Like, if you're at a restaurant and you're sitting with Ernie and Bert and Miss Piggy and Rizzo the Rat, and you look around at the surroundings and they look a little bit strange, don't expect Chef Ramsay to come out and serve you. It's probably more likely that here to be the beans, to me, Mork is there in the kitchen preparing your food. So roll with it. Roll with it, guys. So what do we do in this game? Well, we just sit here to at least see if any of the enemies come down that 9-0 line and maybe take a few shots and just chill and let the Muppets play. Let the Muppets play for another day. Wipe your tears away. You guys, anyone who knows that, anyone who can, in the comment section, talk about that reference, then a happy or a heart to you. Heart to you. Speaking of Muppets, let the Muppets play World of Tanks for another day. Here on Klaus's channel. Here on Klaus's channel. Okay, time to retreat. Time to go park with the Muppets. Now, something has happened with the replays since the last patch. I think they've fixed it. But this particular one has this issue where when you play a replay, all the sounds work except the engine. So it's almost like I'm running a low noise filter, but I'm not. It's the replay. Okay, so it's a little bit quiet. You know, what can I do? I shake what my mama gives me. I work with what I got. Right? I can't turn on the sounds. I can't disperse the Muppets, right? It's like when let me give you another example. If you volunteer to help at a grade school and there's a grade 3 class and they're going to play soccer and you say, well, I'll volunteer, I'll help the kids play soccer, and you talk to them and you explain all about soccer. There's a goalie. We're going to play 2 defense, 3 midfielders, 2 strikers. You explain the passing and the positioning, crossing. You explain it all, right? And they're kind of looking at you. Then you go to play the game, and The referee puts the ball in the middle and says, play. And one kid kicks the ball to the left. And then all 11 of your grade 3 players run to the ball. Daddy, Daddy, there's the ball. And they all go. That's what this game is. The whole grade 3 soccer team is in this little corner here. They don't want the ball. They just want to sit in the bushes. Well, so why not sit in the bushes with them, is what I'm saying, right? If you can't beat them, join them. And just be calm. Just be calm. Guys, be calm. Okay? I know there's some of you out there saying, well, you could be, if you were a Unicom, you would have went to the hill, killed the 3 enemies that were there, flanked around, taken out the artillery, then moved in, and then your team would be dead, and you would win Kolobanov's medal, and you'd have 10,000 damage and 17 kills, and your replay would be featured on a bigger channel than yours. That's true. All of that is true, guys. But if you're just a regular schmo, why not do it the regular schmo way, like this? Oh yeah. Oh, you like it like that. What? Ghost shell my ass. Just, I think it's a life lesson too, you know? It's a life lesson too. I remember my dad, a long time ago, was putting up a retaining wall. And he had built the frame, and he was going to pour the concrete in the retaining wall, and he wanted to put some reinforcement. He had some rolled up, like chicken wire, but a little stronger, like some wiring rolled up, and he was going to unroll it and put it in there, you know, with the rebar just for a little more. He's Italian, right? Just more concrete, more steel, right? So he had this roll of kind of like chicken wire, and the neighbor putting up a retaining wall between the 2 properties, and the neighbor was this British, was kind of like a munja cake, white guy, right? And my dad says to him, look, Richard, I'm going to unroll this wire. You stand on this end, and I'm going to unroll it, and we're going to like stand on it till it gets, the memory's gone, because it's going to pop back. You stand on that, and I'm going to unroll it. Don't, whatever you do, don't get off that. And Richard said, okay. And so he stood on it. My dad started unrolling the wire. And he unrolled about 4 feet of it, 5 feet. And Richard stepped off. And the wire sprung back and hit my dad, like curled up and hit him in the head. And like poked a hole in the back of his head and scraped his hair. And my dad's like, what the fuck did you... Screaming, yelling. There was a little bit of arm waving. And he said to him, Rich, I told you to not just... Whatever you do, don't step off the wire. What's the matter with you? And Richard said, I thought you were kidding. I felt stupid standing on it. This is a true story. Richard, let's just say, his deck wasn't as stacked as some. He didn't have 4 aces. You know, if he was in Vegas, the odds wouldn't be very good. And a life lesson: just don't count on them. You can't, right? You have to be clever. The more appropriate strategy would have been for my dad to say, Richard, I like 1 cream and 2 sugars, medium. And why don't you pick up one of those chocolate glazed donuts as well? You know, and be back in no later than half an hour. I'm going to need my break. Run along and let Richard go get the coffee, and then use 2 big concrete cinder blocks to hold the wire down. See? Then you'd come out of it with a coffee and without your head scratched. And then when Richard comes back with the coffee, you say, thanks, buddy. Keep the change. That would have been, of course, then I wouldn't have had the funny story to tell you. Not funny story, it's a true story. My dad scratched his head with the chicken wire. But hey, let me tell you, when they finished that retaining wall, right? Mix add another bag of concrete. Why? Well, we've already added 4. That's above code. Code? Fuck code. Put another bag in there. And put the chicken wire in there. And anything else. Some spoons, metal spatulas, whatever we got in the kitchen that we don't need. Anything metal, throw it in there. Right? No one's going to be knocking down that retaining wall. Right? 200 years from now, when they're going to bulldoze to build something new, they're going to have to call the special forces. They're going to say, we're having a little trouble with the particular retaining wall. We can't seem to, the crane can't break it up. You know, they built things to last. And now I feel kind of dumb showing you this replay with no sound. But hey, I took it upon myself to do a little scooting run here. And it turns out I can count on my teammates who took a few shots. Right, look at this. They're shooting. They actually have strategy. This is EU strategy. Guys, this is how it usually happens on the EU. It's a much different type of game than on the NA. A lot more patience, a lot more using the cover, a lot of players not wanting to do anything foolish, and this is how it shakes out, usually. So if, like I said, if you can't beat them, join them. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. If you're building a retaining wall, use more concrete. Right? And in the end, look, rather than going off on my own and dying and then raging, I made some new EU friends, especially the artillery that just drowned himself somewhere. Or didn't want to get killed. Victory. We won. We won. Not the greatest game, but I thought it was interesting. This game made me think. It really made me think. Not really about the game, more about that retaining wall. That I'm gonna have to visit the old neighborhood and see if that retaining wall is still there. I bet it's like still the most powerful wall in the neighborhood.